What we have is virtual reality for showing testing within the railway signalling environment. I was at Clapham Junction when the rail crash happened, the rail disaster, and I've seen what happens when rail engineers get their job wrong. So what we've done is we've developed a system that will actually look at the behaviours that sit behind the technical issues and the technical training, and we've realised you can never replicate in a virtual world what happens out on the railway. So what we've done is we've developed a system, virtual reality, where we can actually replicate what happens when the engineers get their job wrong and they miss vital steps in their testing.
You can give them all the technical skills they need, but actually changing the way people think. It's just a bit like when you learn to drive. You've got those technical skills, but actually most accidents happen near home. When people become complacent, they're nearly there. And it's the same on the railway. And it's a way of making sure that actually at the forefront of their mind is actually, I can't miss a step out. I can't be pressured by somebody else who needs to get the train running, that actually I've got to go through every single step and make sure they do it properly. So that complacency, you know, we've got to cut that out.
In some respects, it's gamification of the work that they're going to be doing, but it actually highlights the importance of not missing these steps. If they miss any of those steps, then at the end they can see the consequences of missing those steps, which is actually witnessing a train crash on the screen.
You know, you can teach them all the technical bits, but you can't actually replicate a train crashing in front of you, and they can't do that on practice on the real railway. You know, it can only be done in the virtual world. To change people's behaviour and the way they think is really, really important and very difficult to do in any other way. We need to bring young people onto the railway, you know, and when they're seeing that they can have a go on virtual reality and that, they just lap it up and they love it, because that's the way that they actually learn through, you know, they've played when they were kids like that and they learn, and that's the way they learn, and we need to move with that and, you know, make it accessible to everybody. We have mobile classrooms, so we have some buses and a trailer, so that we can take the training to them. So where people, particularly since COVID, don't like travelling and staying away, we can take the learning to them. Yeah, to be up against, you know, the big companies who've got all those resources behind them, but being a small company, we can be a bit more innovative in the way that we think about things and the way that we do things. And, you know, it's great that that's recognised in that way.
I think the key thing really for us is we've really enjoyed the journey of doing this and producing this, and in some respects it is the start, because we realise that there are still things that we would like to develop both in the virtual world and also other systems that we would like to look at for challenging complacency. So really it's just the start of what we'd like to do. And we really want to keep on being innovative in what we're doing and looking at that for the future.
Yeah. At the end of the day, we want every person who gets on a train to get to their destination safely, and everybody wants that. And, you know, the more that we can do to make sure that that actually is reality, the better.
So Senpai was founded in 2007 to help manufacturers who are serious about improving their performance. We've worked from companies £2 million turnover to £6 billion turnover. We transfer true lean manufacturing capability to the hidden heroes in manufacturing so they can make the right things better. Senpai is for ops directors and managing directors who need to improve the performance of their factory by upskilling their team leaders, so that the business gets a better safety, quality, cost and delivery performance, and that MD or ops director can do their own job and not work down a level. It's an innovative, engaging, lean manufacturing digital toolkit that's used by a team leader throughout their day on the shop floor. And because we have before and after measurements to see how well they're doing, you can measure the ROI as you go. We secured funding at our second attempt from a body called UFI, And UFI, they fund innovative digital solutions to vocational problems. They helped us find, and we put together a team of 7 people, 7 freelancers of all different disciplines to help us get the app to become reality. They were a distributed team, different parts of the world. So project managing them and learning how to bring it all together, the steps in the dance was a tricky bit. But we learned how to do that. Another tricky bit was the fact that during COVID, not only managing them, but we also had to get into factories to get photos, to get videos, and to secure what we needed. And just getting access was tricky. In the UK, we've dropped from 7th to 9th in the world in terms of our innovation, our GDP. The world is changing around us. Other countries are becoming smarter. Industry 4.0, digital manufacturing. Work is changing as well. We have a new generation coming through. Gen Y, millennials who want a different type of work with purpose, etc. And they want to fold the digital elements into their work. So we have to innovate them so that they are both value added and are nicer places to work. When we were testing it, we actually tested it with 20 team leaders in 8 different businesses around the country. On average, they saw a 50% improvement in their skills, and we saw a 40% reduction in the cycle times of the processes they look after. That on testing alone all added up to about 42.5 grand's worth of savings. Since then, we've rolled it out to other businesses, and we're seeing similar types of improvements and savings. In terms of engagement and tickling these people who want to use this app, 100% of them watched everything and finished everything on it. They all like to use it in 15, 20-minute chunks, so it fits beautifully around their job. And 100% of them liked what they were doing and would like more of the same. We entered a global awards, and last November we went to London for the finals. We were shortlisted for the Excellence in Design in Learning content. We got silver, so we placed second, beaten only by Lloyds in fact. And in doing that, we beat Burberry, Tesco, Aviva, PricewaterhouseCoopers, which just goes to show that if you're smart and you apply yourself, SMEs can drive as hard as anybody else. We entered the Enginuity Awards because they are the ones that are, if you like, they're on our wavelength. There are lots of awards out there that are for things like machines, digital Internet of Things, but not many who consider skills and see the importance of that. So that was a prime reason. Secondly, this kind of recognition helps us in the market. It helps us to get it out there and scale it up, and for people to get their hands on this innovative way of upskilling team leaders. And thirdly, for our freelance team, distributed around the world, it's useful for them because they get a bit of recognition as well. Winning this Enginuity Award would mean a lot to us for 3 reasons really. The first one is we're passionate about manufacturing, and we're passionate about that cohort in manufacturing, the vocationally underserved ones who really don't get much recognition. This is for them as well as us. Secondly, it's confirmation that we're on the right path. As an SME, it's not always easy to know whether you're competing the right way, and this kind of validates that. And thirdly, it's an SME one again, and that's businesses like ours. We're as good as the big businesses, but we don't often get the kind of recognition.
As a global organisation, we've got 30,000 plus people. It's very easy to have a silo mentality, lots of people in different pockets, not knowing what everyone else is doing. And it makes us very inefficient as a business because we often can't understand, where the skills are globally to be more efficient in our project. We wanted a system that would allow us to break this silo mentality and allow us to consistently and effectively manage and understand the skills within our business, so we can find out who the right people are and deploy them onto our projects effectively. Developing a tool like this, obviously it costs money, needs internal investment. So funding has been something that we've had to really push for to get the business to invest in it. And going back again, that's where we have to really demonstrate a return on investment and demonstrate that the tool is going to add financial value to the company. So it's been really great that we've been able to do that. A really important thing for us is to understand how it's benefiting the business when we use the tool and people are using the tool. So we've been really keen to capture feedback and those good user stories from the people using the tool. So we've got examples of where one of the benefits that you can do with the tool is not just looking for a skill, it's all the associated data. So recently I was looking for someone who was a specific expert in a piece of software, but I also needed them to be in a particular office, and I also needed them to be from a different part of the business. And we can layer these different requirements and filters together to find exactly the right person. And what this now enables people to do is to understand, once they've entered their skills, what are the career opportunities open to them through these different role profiles. And there might be new roles that they didn't actually think they were appropriate for, but that the skills trawl is showing them that they've got the skills to do these jobs. But also, because we capture both people's current skills and their desired skills, how they would like them to develop, it allows them to see new career paths and actually understand where they could take their career in the future. So it's helping us here in the here and now, but also in how we're going to develop the business and our talent. Skills trawl is a fantastic example of innovation that actually enables things like collaboration and, you know, working more safely, having the right people to do the job. So absolutely, and I think, as I say, I think the skills trawler is a really good embodiment of fantastic innovation by a really good group of people. Winning this award would be a huge deal for us. We are really, really proud of what we've created as a team. We think this is industry leading. We've built something ourselves that we think, you know, knocks the spots off anything you can buy off the shelf. And I think this would be, you know, validation, vindication that we have actually achieved something really meaningful here. And we'd like to share that.
My involvement in the tool is largely on the front end, so the interface that users interact with whenever they're using the tool. A lot of what users do to begin with is input their skills, but that actual interface is where they start searching for results and seeing the people. And the work I've done with Power BI shows those insights very vividly, very clearly, and gives people the answers that they need as quickly as possible. The tool largely is for internal use, so a lot of our employees will benefit mostly from it through being able to find subject matter experts that can help them with a particular skill for them to use on projects. But through that use of projects, it can benefit our clients indirectly, but bring just as much value to it. Personally, it's been great to be involved in such a fantastic tool that's been built in-house and rolled out across the whole organisation. We all believe that this is the best in class against all of our competitors as well. Oh, it'd be really great to win this award. I think just getting that sense of recognition that all of the hard work that our team have put into this, it's been of value, not only to internally within the business, but getting that external recognition as well.